Hello everyone, I am Tanvi Kaur and I welcome you to the series called RBI 247. In this very series, we pick up some important financial topics and we try to discuss them with the help of different questions. So before getting started, for all those who are watching this video for the very first time, you can subscribe to our channel and press this bell icon for all latest updates and notifications. You can also join our Telegram group where we share some free quizzes, the updates for all our videos, and you can also post your queries over here. Now, before moving on to question number 1, I have a piece of information for you all. As we have come up with RBI Grade B course for your 2022 preparation. So, complete course has been launched which will help you prepare for both phase 1 as well as phase 2. In this very course, we will be providing you with comprehensive video lessons as well as the PDFs for both of these phases. We will be covering the current affairs, the GK, the static GK, the committees, the government schemes, all that as a part of this very course. Along with that, we will also provide you with mock test for again phase 1 as well as phase 2. 10 mocks will be provided for phase 1 and for phase 2 we will be providing you 10 mocks for finance and management, 10 for ESI and 10 for English descriptive. All these mocks will be prepared keeping in mind both the objective as well as the descriptive part. Along with that, what we have added in the course this time is some kind of a printed material. So we'll be providing you with some books which comprises of both phase 1 as well as phase 2 book on the questions. Secondly, we'll also provide you the book for your past year papers and a book which will help you in revising the concepts, which is the phase 2 revision booklet. So all these things will be the part of this very course. This course has been launched at 30% discount offer. You can use the coupon code RBI30 and avail this offer. For further queries, you can either visit our website or call on this number. So let's get started now. This is the very first question. Let's have a look at it. The question says, what does it refer to over here? So as you can see, two statements are mentioned and we have to identify this it from these statements. So let's read them. The first one says, it is a Government of India company set up under Section 20 of the CERSAI Act 2002. Now, I have already taken a session on CERSAI Act. Last session was on CERSAI Act. But after reading just the first statement, you might not be able to answer this question. We need some other piece of information as well. So let us look at the second statement. Then we'll discuss the concept and try to answer this question. So the second question explains the purpose behind the setting up of this company. So the statement is, it was established to discourage and prevent the practice of taking out various loans from several banks using same asset. So these three are the keywords here, that we will be taking various loans from different banks using same asset. So what is this thing which is being talked about over here? They are talking about a company. The company was set up under your CERSAI Act. It is a government company where the central government has 51% stake. Now, talking about the role of that company makes sure that people don't get involved in practices where they are taking loans from different banks using same property as collateral. So the concept which is talked about over here is related to equitable mortgage. Let me explain you the things and then we'll try to answer this question. So what is the scenario? If you have to take a loan from say some bank, you may provide a collateral for that. You may provide some of your property, be it a vehicle, be it a house, and against that collateral you will be given a loan. So this is the equitable mortgage where if you are not able to repay the loan, then that property, the right over that property will be enforced and the lenders will take over that property. They may sell it, they may manage it and try to recover the amount. This thing I have already explained under CERSAI Act also, that if you are not able to repay, then the right over your property passes on to your lender, who may manage your property, reconstruct it, securitize it, or enforce his security interest, and maybe sell or manage that firm to or asset to recover his or her amount. So that in that case, the lender is taking the initiative to recover the amount. So for that, you are providing some collateral. What is happening in this case? What was the problem which was there with respect to the loans being granted against a collateral? Now, when I am taking, say, a loan from a bank, say I am a person. Suppose I, as a person, takes a loan from a bank, say Bank A. Bank A provided me the loan against some collateral. Say I put my house as a collateral and Bank A gave me some money. Now, what I can do? The information of this loan is with the bank and with me as a borrower. So only the lender and the borrower had the information. There was no central registry or a company where such transactions are registered. So only we are aware that we have taken a loan. Now, suppose this person indulges in some kind of a fraudulent practice or forges his document, and instead of returning the money back, he say thinks to have some more amount of loan. So he needs more loan. Now this bank will not provide the loan unless and until he provides some collateral, or he is within the limit of how much amount can be borrowed. So what this person may do? This person may approach Bank B to take a loan from there. Now, instead of providing some other property as a collateral, what the person did was he used that same property as a collateral and took the loan from Bank B also. Bank B was not aware that already that property was collateralized and a loan has been taken on that. Similarly, if he needs more funding, he may approach Bank C as well, and putting the same property as collateral, he might have taken loan. So the problem was with respect to this situation. The person indulged in a wrong activity, or incorrect action was taken by that person, and he used same property to take loans from different banks. So this was the situation which was prevailing, and some action was needed. There was a need of some central registry of some firm which will record the transaction of these equitable mortgage. So came up a company named CERSAI. So this is the answer to this question. The full form is, the full form of CERSAI is Central Registry CER stands for Central Registry of Asset Securitization and Security Interest of India. Sorry, Asset Reconstruction. Asset Reconstruction and Security Interest of India. You might be aware of these terms: asset reconstruction, security interest. I have already covered these under your CERSAI Act session. So the full form of CERSAI is Central Registry of Securitization, Asset Reconstruction and Security Interest of India. CERSAI and I. So this is the full form. Now talking about this company, it was set up so that such transactions of loans which have been granted can be recorded. Now if a lender has given loan to some person against some property or some collateral, that will be recorded, so that further if any other lender has to give a loan, he can first check on this very portal of CERSAI that whether that person has already taken a loan on same property or not, and thus can be evaded from this very problem of giving loan on same property. So this problem was solved by setting up an organization called Central Registry of Securitization, Asset Reconstruction and Security Interest of India. Now let's move on to our next question. This is the second question, which says, which of the following statements correctly states the objectives of CERSAI? So let us first discuss some objectives and then we'll move back to these statements. So what according to you should be the objective? I told you the very first purpose was to make sure that such transactions are not happening where on same property you are taking loan every now and then. So that was the very first objective, that was to discourage the people from taking loan on same collateral. So first objective was to discourage or to prevent taking up loans by pledging same property as collateral. So this is the very first objective which I discussed. Now let's talk about the second objective. Second objective was to identify all such fraudulent transactions where lending is being done through this equitable mortgage kind of thing. So to identify and check or keep a check on such lending transactions. Right? Now let's talk about the next objective. The next objective was to set up a central registry where all such loans will be registered. Why there is a need to register all such loans? As I've already told you, it is important so that the lenders can seek help that whether on same property a loan has been granted or not. So its objective was to set up a central registry Why? In order to record such loans. Why? In order to help out the lenders. So lenders can seek help whether the loan has already been given, taking that property as a collateral. If not, then they are safe to provide the funding to that very person on that property. Now, next objective is, again, here we talked about helping the lenders. Now, if a lender has say given a loan to someone, okay, against some property, but that person is not able to pay back the money, so he can enforce his security interest. He can take the right over that property. He may sell that property. Now, if that person sells that property to, say, a buyer, now that buyer is not aware that a loan was taken against such property and the person has actually taken that property to someone else and took another loan on that. That was a problem which was prevailing. So the buyer is not aware. He may buy that property, and when he comes to know that on same property a loan is unpaid, then it will be a big problem for him. So in order to solve that problem, this company was really very helpful. So it was helpful for whom? For individual buyers who were buying that collateralized property. I'll explain this statement once again with an example. So this person has taken loan from Bank A on his house as a collateral. He also took a loan from Bank B on the same property. So this is a wrong practice which he was involved in. Now the time comes to repay Bank A, and he was not able to repay the amount to Bank A. So Bank A took this property and sold it to some person, say C. So this person bought that property. Now he is not aware that a loan was taken on that property from Bank B also, and that is unpaid. So when he comes to know this thing, it will be a big problem for him, because he was not aware when he bought that property. So in order to solve that problem, such kind of transactions where loan has been provided, so it should be registered. So CERSAI provides a portal where such registration can be done. The lenders as well as the buyers of the property can fetch some information from their portal before giving the loan or before buying such properties. So these are few objectives of this act. I hope they are clear. You can note them down so that you can go through them later on as well. I'll read them once again. The first one says it discourages or prevents taking up loans by pledging same property as the collateral. The second one says it helps to identify and keep a check on all such lending transactions. The third one says it helps set up the central registry to record such loans. Why? Because it's going to help out the lenders. And the fourth one says that it is helpful for your individual buyers of such property. So these are four major objectives. Now let us move back to our question and try to find out the answer to this question. So the first statement says it helps to identify and check fraudulent activities in lending transactions against the equitable mortgages. So this statement is absolutely correct. It was the objective which I just discussed with you. The second one says its objective is to discourage taking loans from several banks using different assets as collateral. This statement is wrong. It is not about discouraging people to take loans. If you have the ability to take loans from different banks and you have different properties to provide as collateral, you can obviously go for taking up the loans. But you should not be involved in wrong practice where on same property you are taking loans from different banks. So this statement is incorrect. The third one says its objective is to discourage taking out various loans from several banks using same asset as collateral. So this was the objective. Same word is important. Now the fourth one says to safeguard the genuine buyers from buying the assets or properties with unpaid loans still attached to them. Obviously they were helping the buyers from buying such properties where the loans were unpaid. So the statements which are correct are first, third and fourth. So answer is option D. Now let's move on to our next question. So this is question number 3, which says which of the following statements is or are incorrect about CERSAI? So I'll read these statements and side by side I'll discuss the concept which is being talked about over here. So the first one says user will get 2 modes of entity registration on the CERSAI portal, the central KYC and the digital signature. So this answer is absolutely correct. CERSAI has been operating its portal since 2011 and recently in 2020 its portal was updated. CERSAI 2.0 came up with some improvements so that you don't have to face the technical problems. So this portal is functioning, and if you as a bank or as a financial institution or as an NBFC wants to register, you can just visit their portal, go to the registration option and register. When you will try to register, you will get these 2 options for authentication and you can choose one and then proceed further. So this option is available on your CERSAI website. Now let's talk about the second statement. It says any bank, financial institution or an individual can access the registration platform of CERSAI for certain fee. I discussed a bit about it earlier as well, that on their portal, the lenders, if want to access the information that whether this person has taken a loan or not, whether that the property on which the loan has been taken, no other loan has been taken on that. So in order to be on a safer side, if you want to inquire that whether this person has taken a loan in the by collateralizing this property, you can fetch that information from here so that you further don't provide loan to that person on the same property. So this thing has been solved by CERSAI. Not only it's helpful for lenders, but as I've already told you, it is also helpful for buyers. So to certain extent, the individuals, the buyers can fetch information whether the property which they are going to buy was collateralized and whether the loan has been repaid in full or not. So the option is available for both your lenders as well as your buyers of property. Right? So the second statement says any bank, financial institution or individual can access the portal through paying a certain fee. Yes, this is correct. The last statement says the portal is only for lenders and other individual buyers can't fetch the details. This is absolutely wrong. They can also to some extent fetch the details. So we had to identify the incorrect statement. It is only option only statement 3, so answer is option B. This was all for today's session. So let's just brush up what we did today. We did what is CERSAI, why this company was formed, what were its objectives, how is its registration procedure, if a bank or an institution wants to register, how they can register. Then we talked about how a lender or a borrower can fetch the details, that is by paying certain fee on through this portal. They can access the details so that they don't provide lenders don't provide a loan on same property as a collateral, and the buyers who are the buyers of that property can actually check whether the property which they are buying is collateralized, the amount has been repaid or not. So all these things were handled by CERSAI. With this, I would like to end up this session. Thank you so much.